Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Ella again. Welcome to my Political Observation X83 show. This is the third show of my Observational X83 report. In this show, it will discuss about the Ukrainian crisis and how this has happened and what went on. It is a terrible event which has happened 2013 and still goes on until 2014. It should not happen in the Western state. We should promote peace and no war. At the moment, no country in this world is safe. There are many little crises around the globe. The Ukraine crisis exposes a risk to EU peace due to Russia and America. The political leaders have to be careful here, if not, we have another finance crash or war. I will give you all informations about this crisis from my personal view and open your eyes in what's going on. BBC and CNN might not give you information which is freely and with own opinions. I searched throughout the web as a hobby and this opened my eyes immensely. Some informations I have received comes from X22 report, which you could also find on YouTube site. His name is Dave and he has a popular channel and he shares inside knowledge about economical crises. It is worthwhile having a look on his site. Also there is a Dabu 77. He is very good in his political observations. Please share my knowledge with others on YouTube members and spread it out. More information gets shared so more people know what is going on. This show will talk about Ukraine crisis and their connections with other countries and what is their strategies to overcome this. This Ukraine crisis started last year on 21st of November 2013. This crisis shocked everybody worldwide. As we all know, Ukraine was an independent country and they were the third largest grain exporter in 2011. After the Cold War, 1989, they had a fall with the USSR. In 1990, they really became independent. They have most attractive agriculture. Manufacturing sector is really well in advance in aerospace and industrial equipments like vehicles and all those things. And now even they're really strong in pioneering in the National State Space Agency, NSAU. They have also their own satellites, and there's one satellite, maybe in 2017 they can fly around the moon even, which is extraordinary. As we all know, the economic demand is everywhere and globally. Every country has to be in a union in order to be benefited and supported. A country without a union will not survive and stagnate, and poverty would rise. Ukraine has to rely on Russian gas. Also, they are 100% dependent on the Russian pipes. Yanukovych was seeking closer trade ties with Russia. Instead, he abandoned EU. In general, Ukraine has more Russian-speaking citizens, and even those citizens want to be close to Russia. Ukraine has pro-Russians and separatists who promote independence. Some people in the western part of Ukraine like the idea of being with the EU. Many people want different things, and they all feel the government is not listening to their opinions and views. Yanukovych left his cabinet due to the demand, and he became stressed up. EU wish Ukraine to be part of them and to NATO. Russia does not like this concept and bullies Ukraine to stay out of it, so the media is saying. The media, BBC and CNN, sees Putin as a big stirrer and a bully. This is the reason for America and Europe to give Russia 200 sanctions. Many strange things has happened in southeast Ukraine. The worst event we all remember is the Malaysian plane MH17, which flew over the crisis zone Torres in Donetsk in Ukraine. The EU should not allow this flight to fly over in the first place over a danger area. They should check it up with safety measures. This flight came from Amsterdam and it wanted to go to Kuala Lumpur. And why do they allow this to happen? This is a very big question mark. The Ukraine government chose a very rich new leader after Yanukovych has left the cabinet. The new leader is Poroshenko. He works for a chocolate factory. He owns this business and is very successful with his company. This new leader is blaming EU for the flight to go over a danger zone. He blames them for everything possible. In his speeches he always smiles funny and seems he's hiding things away from the public. Conspiracy theoretically believe that central bankers created this event to have an excuse to go into the war with Russia. They blame Russia for everything, for shutting down this plane and also having 1,000 convoys at the Ukraine borders. The reality is that on this border there are only 6 tanks, or not really many. It is a very old black and white footage picture which they showing from the NATO. Why is this picture not modern and in color? It shows there is a cover-up going on. Straight after this evidence of the convoy black and white image, EU and America gave Russia another sanction. Russia does not buy food from EU no more. This ban has affected farmers and food traders in whole Europe. The prices for food went up for apples and other goods. The EU demanded ceasefire in Ukraine, but the crisis in Ukraine still goes on. Many people died in Ukraine innocently. It looks like a war zone in East-South Ukraine. If this crisis do not stop, Russia will take Crimea and the whole Ukraine will be in fire. Ukraine is not the same anymore how it was in the past. It's a beautiful country, it has a lot of tourist attractions and everything, but now it's like it does look like Lebanon, or if you go to the Middle East. They lost tourism and all the airports in Southeast have been closed down. The businesses and traveling is completely down. The Ukraine citizens are anxious and uncertain. Some of them have already immigrated to EU or Russia. This means demand for other countries financially plus space to put those refugees. Quite honest, we cannot afford more immigrants and refugees who claims for asylum. It would be further expenditure for European Union. As I said in my first report, America is in 123 trillion in debt to China. European Union has the half of it in debt to America. America has to stir up war in order to get resources to boost their economy. In Middle East, there's oil and Obama like to get hold of it. As you all know, we are too many people and all need to be housed, be warm, have drinks and have food. Everybody relies on nature, but on the earth there are only a few resources available now. The population is draining the resources and the demand on those resources is very, very high. At the moment we are in a war, which is trading and economical warfare. We need to find artificial resources to keep demand lower. We have many pioneering in chemistry and in physics. They are always coming up with new ideas. Without those labs and scientists, we would be lost and we would be worse off. The scientists cause a lot of side effects in nature and humans, but we do rely on them. I will go deeper into this in my next show. Thank you for listening to my third show. I hope you have more understanding about the Ukraine crisis and how it came about. Please share my knowledge with others and create your own YouTube sites. Information and knowledge has to be open and freely to public. I like to promote general knowledge to people. Please write comments on my show. Please take care, be safe and be prepared. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ella again. Welcome to my Political Observation X83 show. This is the third show of my observational X83 report. In this show, it will discuss about the Ukrainian crisis and how this has happened and what went on. It is a terrible event which has happened 2013 and still goes on until 2014. It should not happen